Looking for Madden Ultimate Team coins? Buy NFL Coins has the cheapest and most reliable coins on the MUT22 market. Click the link in the description of the video and be sure to use coupon code SPORTS for 5% off your order. If you're enjoying my YouTube content, I highly recommend you check out Sportsgamerz.com. This is where I post all my premium Madden 22 content. I have eBooks, offensive and defensive schemes, plus I do 4 to 6 premium tips every week in the Madden Vault. This content is available for both current and next gen, so no matter what system you play on, we got you guys covered. Our best offer yet is the Sportsgamerz Madden VIP membership. This gives you access to the entire site, every tip, every ebook, plus the meta reports for only $19.99. I'll post a link to it in the description and the comments. Make sure to check it out for the best tips and content available at the best price anywhere. I kind of want to go into pretty heavy detail as far as the best default coverage to cover a gun bunch on this year's game. So, guys, bunch is still just absolutely absurd. Every playbook that has bunch has something good in it. But I would say the most annoying things to deal with this year from bunch are the flats, like flats with corners and posts. And then, of course, and when I say flats, it could be the tight end, it could be the running back, it could be drags. And then, of course, verticals and, like, the running back in and out routes. Like, this stuff is just so annoying. So, we can have a simple play like corner strike where we have corners and flats and just maybe like a streaker route over the middle field. Z spot, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just so stupid when you combine that and then you have to worry about verticals and maybe a play of a deep post. Like, it's just bad. Like, it's so hard to stop. So, what is the best way to defend this? And now, what I'm about to show you, you would want auto flip on with, but the defense that you will want to use the most is cover 6. This is by far the best bunch defense coverage-wise, and you want auto flip on because you always want the cover 4 side of the field on the bunch side of the formation. And this is why, guys. With bunch this year, when you have cover 4 match on the bunch side, it's a box principle, meaning you're going to have the quarter flat, he's going to take the first guy into the flat. The quarter deep zone is going to take the second guy breaking deeper to the sideline like a corner route. Now, the safety over the top, he's really supposed to match deep routes. But the problem is he can get glitched. So when I'm playing this, what I like to do is put him in a deep half on the bunch side. And then what I do, like over here is cover 2. You have a soft squat that could match this lone receiver, which is what normally happens unless he has somebody attacking the flat, which if he does, then he's going to guard the flat. All right. Now, this guy right here is in a hook over the middle, and what I like to do is I like to play in the 3 rec. Now, you can definitely do more to this, like, if you only wanted to rush 3, but I don't like doing that because on this year's game, if you rush 3, you're probably going to get the offense going to have forever, and they're probably just going to have a broken play. So I like to rush 4 and play on the 3 rec hook. Because if you have a solid pass rush and you have a formation to where you can mix in blitzes with this coverage, they're going to have a nightmare. They're going to have an absolute nightmare because 4-man rush will get good pressure this year, and then once they see that you can blitz from it too, then they're probably going to end up blocking running backs, tight ends, max protecting, all that, and it's just really hard to deal with. Now, I want to show this coverage stock how it works. So this would be just something very common. You have a street corner flat, something like that, right? Now let's just take a look at how this works. As you guys can see, there's nothing. I mean, the only thing they could possibly try to do is just hit that seam down the middle. So when I see people doing stuff like that, what I end up doing most of the time is to kind of just cancel this out a little bit better is I like to press. I'm going to go ahead and man up the bunch receiver, still deep half this guy, and then inside third this guy. So that's going to cut off the middle of the field a little bit better. If I want to, I can shade this guy outside so I make sure he doesn't get cooked over the top. I could back him up. I can do a lot. But the other thing I can do is I can put him in a quarter. Because if you guys didn't know, when you're playing cover 6 this year, this quarter ends up matching the same way. But bottom line is your responsibility. This is the middle of the field, guys. See how he still matches? Look, we're going to take that away. We get picked. Now, if you are going to rush 3, again, I don't recommend this, but if you want to, guys, you can do the same thing I just showed you. Bam, 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 bam. And then go and put this guy in a hard flat. That way you still do have flat coverage on that side of the field. Now, you're going to only be rushing 3, but there, like I said, this is going to pretty much lock up the entire field. Nothing's going to be open. The only thing is, look at what I'm talking about, broken plays. So, if you're comfortable using the middle of the field a little bit more, something I might recommend doing is everything the same I just said. Bam, deep half, third, man or quarter, and then go ahead and put this guy in the hard flat. That way you do have some flat coverage over here on the left, and then you're responsible for the middle of the field pretty much solely yourself. But again, the way a lot of people play this is fine because bunch, you don't mind covering the middle of the field against bunch. You know what I mean? Because something else that, someone might do. Let's do the same defense again. Is something they might try to hit you with maybe like an in route over the middle of the field. That's fine. Something like the lone receiver going over the middle of this route combo like this, maybe block the running back. But again, that's fine because remember that quarter deep zone is actually going to match. Look, he's not open at all. Everything is boxed up. So this coverage does an absolutely awesome job against bunch. Very, very, very solid. Now, I want to show it against verticals. Verticals is another one of the plays that is really hard to defend because on this year's game, that running back route out of the backfield is just beyond effective. It's probably the most effective thing in the game, if I had to say. Then, you obviously know the crossing route's really good. This can bust up cover 2 of the wheel. Then this seam route is really good against cover 3. So that's why you can't just play stock coverages against this because you'll get killed. You'll get absolutely killed. So we're going to do the same coverage as before, deep half the bunch to side. And again, guys, look, if they can't bomb you, if they don't know these bombs, then you don't even have to do all this stuff. Like, you could just press and leave it as is. If they don't know how to bomb, and they'll do a great job. But if you're worried about getting bombed over the top, again, I would deep half the bunch side. Third, the other safety. Quarter, the man on the lone receiver side. And then if you're worried about the flat, go ahead hard flat him. So let's look at how verticals looks. You guys can see here, what do I guard? I guard that crossing route. Now, if they want to throw to the running back, they can do that. The thing about verticals is there's really nobody that we have to worry about other than the running back and the crosser out of this coverage. So, if you want to, you could just honestly leave this stock and it would do a really good job against verticals. It's just that's a little risky if they know how to bomb the coverage. But let's look at how it looks stock. You guys can see you just take the crossing right away the seam and jump back on the running back. And they're not really going to find anybody open because what's going to happen is you guys can see here, if you just leave the safety zones alone, see how we leave the safety zones, the safety's going to match the crosser. And he could potentially get beat if you don't have the best safety there matching. But if that's a decent safety there, he's going to do a good job. Then all we got to do is we just kind of take away that seam and then jump on the running back ourselves. Psh, bam. Now, how exactly do you attack this? Well, guys, one of the easiest ways that I attack this and smart players attack this is just to do something like this, the little out route flood concept. Now, what is going on here? Now, again, let's just reset the play. I'm just trying to show you guys what could beat this. I don't know. I don't think I have flood in this playbook, but let's just double check. Yeah, I don't. But the thing is I can recreate it. It's an out route. It's not going to be the same exact out route, but it'll be close enough. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and fade this guy, do the smart route out route, smart route in route, and then like a flat, something like this. All right, so look. The thing that beats this really good, and this is why you have to, this is a play that could bomb you too, but you can't, that out route's going to get wide open. See what I mean? No one guards the out route. So that's why you have to know that and go check that yourself. That's, for whatever reason, the out route is not played the same as the corner route is by that deep zone. As you guys can see, he doesn't play it. He's kind of like, So if we don't guard that ourselves, it's going to be open, which is why that's so important to know. But other than that, does a good job. We have to bait that out, but the other thing is this in route on flood can get open over the middle too, even if it's being matched. It just gets leveraged most of the time. Acrobats can help on that, but really what you're going to want to do is bait between the in and the out. But this is one of the easiest ways to beat this type of coverage. But the reason for it is, the out route, this does not get matched the same way as a corner route does. So that's why it works. Overall, though, this coverage is locked down, especially like I've shown you guys formations in this guide where you can blitz and play cover 6 at the same time. If you mix in good blitzes with a cover 6 against bunch, you will do a really, really good job of beating them. Because, beating cover 6 is hard enough. But to beat it, you really want to have, the way I beat it, and most good players will beat something like that, is they're going to send everybody out. And they can drop some dots. But if you have a blitz to where they can't send everybody out, oh man. And then you get caught up in either they blitzing or they playing match, cover 6, I don't know. That's when you get stops. Because now they can't do that because of your blitz. And now beating these match type coverages against someone who knows how to adjust reasonably well from them is so difficult. So that's kind of like the basis of why these... I mentioned match a lot in this guide and cover 6 and all that. And I wanted to do a separate video on why this is so good and why you need to know how to run it and why you need to use this on bunch users. This is such a safe defense as long as you know how to take away the bombs and adjust your safeties. You're not going to give up big plays. You're going to really make them work. And as long as you mix in the blitzes I show you in this guide too, I promise you will get stops on bunch users.